Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video we're gonna do a luxury collection video and I'm gonna show you guys all of the pieces that I've acquired over the past few years luxury wise, and I'm also gonna explain to you guys how you can get those items for less, because me being a fashion student, I've learned a lot in school and I want to share some knowledge with you guys. Also just things I picked up and kind of learned along the way. I know that luxury fashion is really popular and it's rather unattainable. They do tend to be very expensive. These are some great tips and tricks if you really want to attain a luxury piece, but you don't have the budget to pay full price for those items, then this video is for you guys. I think it'll really explain how everyone can participate in luxury fashion. You don't just have to be rich or famous. There's plenty of options to find these items and have them be real and authentic for a lot less. I know that growing up, luxury fashion was always something I dreamed about. I've always wanted a Louis Vuitton bag my entire life, and it's not until recently that I actually had that dream come true, which is really special for me. I just have a small collection right now, but it's really cool for me to see how it's growing, and I'm just super excited every time I add a piece. It's special to me. It's art to me. I'm gonna share with you guys my little collection here. Hopefully it can inspire you to make your dreams come true and show you that these things are more attainable than they may seem. So with that said, let's get this video started, and I'm gonna show you guys shoes first. For my first item that I have here, it says, you can't really see, it's just a big black box, but these are Alexander Wangs. I can show you here. These are the Kyla style. These are sickenings. So these here were actually my prom shoes for senior prom. I knew immediately I had to have them. My dress for senior year prom was so cool and so unusual, and was actually a BCBG dress, and it was black and it had like a black tank top with a sheer little shirt overlay that had short sleeves, and then the skirt was sheer ruffles, and it was stunning, and you could actually see through the ruffles, and it had like a short little black mini skirt underneath. And I wore these shoes with it, these absolutely killer Alexander Wang heels, and it was amazing. These I actually got on The RealReal, which is one of my favorite places to find luxury items. Now, when I shop on The RealReal, I like to make sure that when I purchase items, they're either brand new, come in the box, or they're barely worn, excellent condition type items. I don't like to buy things that really look like they've been used, but The RealReal is a great place to find items that people have bought and just sat in their closets, never used them for years, and then they sell them again. And you can get these items way less than the original price, and they're brand new. When I got these shoes, these were an item that were brand new, came in the box, came with everything. These are probably like $500–600 heels, and I got them for $115. What I love about these is the zipper detailing. I think they're so sick. With the dress I had on, you could actually see them because the ruffles were see-through, so these were so fun. They're honestly probably one of the most comfortable pair of heels that I own. If you guys can see, this is like the squishiest, most comfortable footbed ever. These are insane, and these are all padded so they don't hurt your feet whatsoever, and it has a really handy little Velcro strap actually, which makes them super easy to take on and off. They went amazing with my dress, and they were so comfortable, and I have worn them since. I got them with the intention that I would wear them even after prom, because I mean, these are just like the sickest heels ever. Absolutely love these. These were a great find. Now, I mentioned The RealReal, so I have to say my tip number one is to buy designer items pre-loved. The pre-loved market is huge. It is such an expanding industry, and there's so many more options now of places where you can find these items than there were ever before. I know that when I bought those Alexander Wangs, The RealReal was really like I think it was one of the first of its kind of websites like that that made sure to authenticate every item. The pre-loved market, definitely #1 tip. You can find some really great pieces. Again, some items are never even worn. So yeah, that is my #1 tip, you guys. You can also find really amazing vintage designer pieces as well. And I do have one of those that I'll show you too. So for my next pair of shoes, these are also from The RealReal. These adorable little Fendi heels. I love these shoes. As you can see here, I did put a little foot squishy pad in here because I have really skinny feet, so sometimes with heels I really have to use these. As you can see here, these straps are stunning. I love all the different kinds of leather that they have here. Super cool. And the strap here is actually one, it goes up around your ankle, and you can style them a bunch of different ways. Like you can wrap this around your leg differently if you want to, which is really cool. And then the heel here is so unique. When I saw these shoes, I fell in love with this. This is such an interesting heel, and I feel like these are such a classic, like, Fendi shoe. Like these, you look at them and you can just tell, like, this is Fendi right here. They did come with the original box and everything, that classic yellow Fendi box. It's actually at home at my parents' house in my closet, like on display on my shelves, so I don't have it here with me. I don't remember exactly what this style is called, but I just wanted to show you these were such a great find on The RealReal. And I believe that I got these here for, I think they were under $100. I think they might have been like 80 bucks, something like that. Probably because they don't have like the Fendi, like you can't tell they're Fendi unless you really know fashion. They don't have like the F logo anywhere. They do say Fendi on the little heel buckle. You guys can see that, but that's really the only place that says it. But still, I thought these were absolutely beautiful, and I had to have these. They look great with a cute little white sundress or a skirt. They're super awesome. For my next pair of shoes, these are actually sneakers. These are not heels, and my fiance is a huge sneakerhead. His shoe collection is more insane than mine, by far. I was never super big into sneakers until I met him, and he's really kind of shown me what would be best for me. So these are actually a pair of sneakers that we both got, so we have matching sneakers. These are my first pair of nice sneakers. These are Yeezys. These are the True Forms, which honestly I was a little hesitant about getting these in the beginning because I wasn't sure about this peach color in the back here. I was like, I don't know, like I kind of just want to get an all white pair so I can wear them with everything and they'll match everything. And he actually sent me these and was like, okay, these are super sick, and these are the V2, so they're the newer ones. But he sent me these and I was like, honestly, I really love this gray color. I thought they were really cool, and they're still a piece that I can wear with a lot. Actually, I'm surprised I've worn them as much as I have. These are by far the most comfortable pair of shoes that I own, by far, which kind of helped me justify the amount of money that I spent on them, because yeah, they're killer. They're the most comfy shoes ever, and I have worn them so much since I got them. Like, it shocked me. Color actually isn't as hard to match with things as I thought it would be. I typically like to wear black and white outfits anyway, so I can just throw these on, and it's got a fun little pop of color on there. So these were such a good purchase for me. Cool. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it almost has like a mint green kind of little bit quality of gray mixed in there. So they're really interesting and really cool. I got these on StockX. What's cool about StockX is that you can actually use Affirm when you check out. Affirm, if you guys haven't heard about it before, is actually a service that lets you pay for items like in monthly quantities, so you can actually split the payment up and you don't have to pay for the entire item all up front, which is my tip number 2 for attaining these items, is using Affirm or one of those other similar companies. I always say though, I make sure, like, never buy something that you can't fully pay for up front if you had to. Like, it's just something to be careful with. It's a really great tool, but you have to be smart about using it. These were expensive because, well, they don't make girl sizes, so I had to get a smaller men's size. These are a men's 6.5, which is like a women's 8. And with that, they're more expensive because they don't make as much of the smaller sizes. These were about $200 more than what they would normally be if you were getting a larger size. For my first sneaker purchase, these were a totally great piece to pick. And StockX is also awesome because they authenticate the items too. So along with The RealReal, those are two great websites that I love for buying luxury items because you don't have to worry about them being fake. Now for my next pair of shoes, this is the last pair I have for you guys. I actually haven't worn them yet, but I'm gonna tell you guys the backstory on these real quick because these were actually given to me, which was so amazing. I think I just about lost my mind. My soon-to-be mother-in-law, and I love her, she's absolutely amazing, such a wonderful woman, and she has the most incredible collection. I remember when she showed me her collection, I was just absolutely amazed. I've never seen anything like that in my life, like in person. So for me, being someone who loves fashion so much and has always loved it my entire life, it was the coolest thing ever to see these items like really in person, be able to like hold them and look at them, like just incredible. So a couple months ago, we were actually staying with them. Zach and I were, my fiance, we were staying with his parents. She was like, well, I have this pair of shoes that are way too big for me and they're really beautiful and really cool and I just never wear them because they fall off my feet and I can't wear them. And so she brought these down. These are the most beautiful pair of nude patent leather shoes. Like, oh my god, these are beautiful. They're just very, very flattering shoes. Barely ever been worn because they were too big for her and she gave them to me, and I am so grateful from the bottom of my heart. Like, this was such a cool moment for me because I actually have, if you guys saw my last room tour, I did my room at my parents' house, and I've always had this painting of Jimmy Choo heels on my wall that my mom got for me when I was a kid, when she decorated my room for me. And it was just such a cool moment after I realized that like I had the box. Suddenly I had it in real life. Like suddenly that painting that had been on my wall for all those years, like I had it in my hands. If you're lucky enough to have someone in your family who has these items and passes them down to you, like, that's super cool. That's not really a tip, but it's just like another kind of way of attaining these items is I hope to one day be able to pass these items along as well. The story behind these shoes and the fact that they came from family, it just makes them even more special to me. Now, I'm so excited for the next part of this video because we're gonna do handbags. And the first bag that I wanna show you guys is actually the very first luxury piece that I ever got, literally ever. I always will remember this. I found this bag, actually, we had gone to Milwaukee as a family for a concert, but we made an entire trip out of it. We stayed at this absolutely gorgeous hotel in downtown Milwaukee, and I remember it was the day after the concert, I believe, yeah, and we went shopping downtown, and we found the coolest little old vintage designer store, and it was all authenticated. It was actually very bougie. It was a very nice, like very, very upscale consignment shop. And I remember walking through and I saw this item in a glass case and I immediately was like, oh my god. She opened it up for me, took it out. Oh, this is the item right here. This is a vintage Gucci crossbody bag. This item is so stunning. I am still in love with it to this day. It's a smaller bag, which at the time I was really, really into crossbody bags. I still am. I actually prefer little bags. I don't know why. I like the look of a smaller little crossbody bag. I was like, oh, this is such a statement piece. So, so cool. This, I believe, I got for $150, which if you see, you will know why it was $150 because it is a little beat up on the inside. It's a little, you can tell it was loved. This is the only item I have actually that I got secondhand that you can really tell was used before I got it. But again, this is a vintage bag, so you really kind of expect that with vintage bags. It's harder to find them in perfect condition because they're older. Again, like I said, I think the reason I got it for such a good price was because you could tell it's pretty pre-loved on the inside. You can't really tell from the outside. It doesn't have any stains or anything on the front. On the back, I think it has a small little little coffee stain or something right there, but I mean, I didn't really care at the time. It was on the back, and all I cared about was that it was an amazing, cool little Gucci bag that I could actually afford. I believe I was a sophomore or a junior in high school when I got this. It was suddenly like my dreams of having a luxury bag like became reality. I'd always asked my parents for something like this for my birthday, and they were always like, absolutely not, you're like 15. I always begged for one, and they knew how much I wanted something like this. So when we found this, my parents were finally like, all right, this is such a cool piece to me, and I will keep this forever, absolutely forever, because this was my first luxury item ever. So cool to say that I actually have like a real vintage bag. That was another item along with tip number 1, shop the pre-loved market. You can find really cool vintage pieces as well. For my next item, this is also a pre-loved item that I got on The RealReal. Again, another one. And this is another Gucci piece. See here, it's got the older dust bag. I think this was from like maybe like 2010, something like that. This was another item that was in excellent condition. I was actually looking for a Gucci belt on The RealReal, and when I searched that, it came up with belt bags as well. And I found this amazing little fanny pack bag. Now, this is such a cool item, and I love wearing this because it's so just funky, and there's a bunch of different ways you can wear this. It's actually really cool. It folds like this. So you can wear this on its side, on your hip. Buckle is in the front, so you see it. You can see it says Gucci right there. And so it's kind of like on the side like this. It's kind of almost like a bougie tool belt kind of thing. Super sick. You can also wear it in the front like that. You can actually see here it's sparkly. It's got flecks of gold glitter in it, which I thought was so unique. And I have seen these bags before, and to be honest, I didn't really like them. This is the first one I've ever seen in this style that I liked from Gucci. Usually they have them to where they're the classic like Gucci canvas, and they're like the brown with the red and green stripe. And I don't really like those. I don't want to say they look tacky, but I just wasn't a super big fan until I saw this one, and I saw that it was actually a coated canvas, so that's really nice. It's actually way more durable than just the regular material because it's got like this plasticky coating over it. I love all the different little cubbies it has. It's got this front zipper pocket, which is really great. Then it has a little Velcro pouch here, and then this back pouch here I usually use for my phone. This on The RealReal, I think I got this for like $4.75, something like that. I did use a firm for this one because this was a little more of an expensive item. This was the first item that I actually used a firm for, and that's when I really fell in love with the firm, because I was like, okay, this is easy. Like, you know, I could buy this bag all at once if I want to. I could have done it, but I was like, it makes more sense for me to pay for it in little increments over time. It made me feel a little bit more comfortable buying something like this. Again, with tip number 2, a firm or those type of companies to help you get these items. For the next item I'm going to show you guys, guess what? Again, it's from The RealReal. This is what we got here. I was doing a project on Burberry, and I was actually doing, you know, I was in the process of researching, looking honestly for pictures to use in the presentation of like their older bags, and I stumbled across this bag, and I was so shocked when I saw this because I fell in love immediately with it. I'd never seen this bag before, and it's stunning. Here you can see it has gold hardware. It says Burberry at the bottom, and it's got like the 2 different kinds of leather here, which I love, and it cinches at the top. It's actually such a cute style. Found this around the time when the if you guys remember the Bottega bags, like the little cinch clutches that everyone had that was all over Instagram. I totally loved the look of that, and when I saw this I was like, oh my god, that's kind of got that same kind of look to it. What you can do with this bag is you can actually take the straps off and carry it around as like a little clutch. It can be like just a little cute little clutch bag. This is a perfect size. It actually has a ton of room inside. And this was an item, again, that was like, it was in excellent condition, literally never used, probably just sat in someone's closet, and came with the little authentication card and the dust bag and everything, which I thought was so cool. So it felt like I was buying a brand new item, even though this is an older Burberry style. I still thought it was really relevant and really cool. And honestly, this is just such an interesting bag, and it's something that I've used so much. I totally love this bag. This was a great find. This one, I believe, was $400, I think. It's around $400. Again, I used Affirm for this one. So tip number 1 and tip number 2. My next bag I'm going to show you guys, this goes along with tip number 3, which is like hand-me-downs or buying or getting these items from people that you know. This is actually something that I bought from Zach, my fiance. It was just kind of funny. He never really wore this, and I remember when I saw it, I was like, oh, that is so sick. Like, can I borrow that? I would borrow it, and I would wear it with the matching belt he had for it. This is an off-white bag. I'll give you a little sneak peek here. The belt looks the same as this, it's just a little bit thicker. So yeah, I would always borrow the belt and the bag from him and wear it like as a little outfit together. I was like, all right, you don't ever wear that bag, let me buy it from you, because I was just at that point like stealing it from him all the time. This bag was originally, I think he paid, like, he was actually in Seoul, Korea when he got this bag at the Off-White store there in Seoul, which is actually really cool that this bag came from an Off-White store. I think he paid around $500 or $600 for it. This little bag right here. It's so cool. This is such a funky little bag. It's the Off-White Gore-Tex collab. It's like the Gore-Tex material, which actually is really awesome. I always use this bag if it's raining out because I know that my phone's gonna stay dry, so it's actually very handy. It has this fun little teeny little pouch here. It's got this nice little like watertight zipper here too. Yeah, there's the inside. It's not super big, but I mean, like I said, I like small little crossbody bags, and this is just enough for me to fit my phone and my wallet in, so it's perfect. And when I like to wear more like streetwear kind of stuff, this is a really sick bag to wear with that kind of look, and it has this adjustable strap here. This part kind of hangs down like over, very unique, and I thought it was super fun, and I don't have anything like this. And black and red is pretty much my favorite color combination. So I was like, yeah, I wear this all the time. It matches a bunch of my stuff. I saved the best for last. This was gifted to me, again, by my absolutely wonderful soon-to-be mother-in-law. Thank you again so much for this bag. This bag really made all my dreams come true. I know it seems silly, or it might seem silly, but this was an item that I'd wanted for so long. Like my whole life I'd been dreaming about having a Louis Vuitton bag. They're very expensive. They don't lose value. Louis Vuitton is something that I would never really buy pre-loved. It's almost as expensive as if you were to just buy the item brand new in the store anyway, unless it's like a discontinued or a vintage bag. I would not recommend buying Louis Vuitton secondhand. I remember she showed me this bag, and she actually has it in multiple different sizes, and I will show you guys. This is the Louis Vuitton Neverfull, and I believe this is the PM. This is the smallest size in this bag that they offer. Oh, it's a little bit smaller than the typical size that you will see most people wearing. Like, I've never seen another person with this bag in this size. I always see people wearing like the medium or the large ones, which I totally understand because you can put more stuff in them. But for me, this was the most perfect bag that she could have possibly given me. This is something I didn't know I needed until I had it. The reason why I love this so much and why it's so perfect for me is because it fits my laptop completely perfectly. It's the best little laptop bag. I never had a laptop bag. I would always just like throw it in my backpack, and it actually got broke one time when I was doing that. But this bag is perfect. It's so great for traveling because I can just pop my laptop in there and take it out when I go through security. And honestly, I think that if I had a larger size in it, I wouldn't use it as much as I do. Because with this, I feel like it's very easy. I can wear this as like an everyday kind of bag, or I can also use it for traveling purposes or when I need a little tote bag. It's really great. It's got the little zipper pouch inside, and I love it so much. I'm gonna show you guys here. It's actually really cute if you wear it. There's like an alternate style you can do with the little straps here. It is actually really fun, and it gives it a completely different look. And with the smaller size like this bag actually, I think personally, looks a lot better when you wear it like this, like that. and then it just makes it a little smaller. So this is even more of like a wearable everyday bag when it's like this, because again, you can just wear it over your shoulder or just do a little like that. It's not too big to the point where you look like you're just lugging around a tote bag every day for no reason. It's the perfect in-between bag, and this is definitely something that will get passed down. And I just think it's cool that I have it in a size that I don't really see that often, but that is actually so perfect for me. So for the last bag I want to show you guys, it's not really a luxury bag. Well, it's kind of like a mid-tier luxury bag. I wanted to share this with you because of the way that I got it. It's one of my tips, which is outlet malls or shopping at outlet stores. I know that there are some luxury brands that do have outlets, which is super cool. There's also xoxo Fifth or like a Nordstrom Rack, which is also great if you want to find luxury pieces. You might have to hunt a little bit, can find some really great stuff. This bag here I actually got at the outlets here in Savannah. This is a Tory Burch bag. Tory Burch is not cheap. This bag I think was like $300 and I got it for like $150 because it was at the outlets. And I'm obsessed with cheetah print and I love that it's come back in style. So this bag has been a really great purchase for me. TJ Maxx and xoxo Fifth, they're all those stores that take the items that don't sell and then you can get them at a super reduced price. That brings us to the end of this video. I'm gonna go over my tips one more time for you guys. So, number one, shop the pre-loved market. And along with that, a lot of those websites also do offer a firm, which is great too if you want to buy a more expensive piece and you kind of are a little like, I don't know if I want to pay for that all up front. Third, hand-me-downs or getting items from people you know. If you're lucky enough to have someone in your family to give you something like that, like I am, or if you just have friends that have luxury items that you know they're like trying to sell or they don't want them anymore. Even influencers, if you have like a favorite influencer, I know a lot of the times they will sell like their pre-loved items to their audience, which is really cool. So if you can get those items from somebody you know, it kind of makes it really special, and a lot of the times you can get those items for a lot less too. And my last tip would be shopping at outlets. Hunting for those items is kind of fun. Those are all my tips for you guys. I hope this video was super helpful and I hope to have inspired you that you can attain these items and you can start a beautiful luxury collection for yourself. So thank you guys so much for watching and I hope to see you on my next video.